To make the outside, the pant for outside, you need the measurement of the waist. I call it waist, but it's anywhere you want the pant to start sitting on your body. From here, and even higher waist, depend on people how they want. Normally the pant of outside start from the lower waist here, or even in the waist. So you need the waist measurement. The birth measurement is the next time fully passed. The full is passed all the way around. And then you will need the distance between the waist or where you want your pant to sit to your cross. I call this cross line. Line estimated around here, lower than low part of the body. So you measure from here to around here. It's like 27, 28. So there is a formula for this. The distance between the waist to the cross gonna be the birth measurement divided by 4 and you plus 3 to 5 centimeter. However, it is only estimated from your waist or lower waist. If you want it higher, you should really measure on your body, not apply any formula. And then you measure the length of the pant you want from the waist. And then continue to cut on the fabric or pattern paper. First, to start sew the pant, you will fold fabric in half like this. And we will cut both front and the back of the pant at the same time. We will cut one leg and copy the other leg. And first the reason why I draw direct on the fabric, because it will be more convenient for me. However, if you have a big piece of paper and you fold them in half, you can still draw it in the paper. So first I need to decide how wide I want my leg. By that, I can wrap the measuring tape all the way around my leg. For example, I want the leg, the pants to be this wide on the leg. And the pant of outside gonna be straight from the butt down. So maybe I want this big, or even I'm very skinny, I want it smaller, I can make it like this. I wrap around my body to estimate it. So for example, I want the width to be like 54 centimeter, like that. And then half of 54 gonna be like 27. 27. Yep, 27. So I fold the fabric here 27 centimeter. 27 centimeter. And I even have to fold it a little bit bigger if I have a bigger bump, because the curve for the cross and everything. So in this case, I'm gonna do my leg like 25 centimeter only, and the other rest gonna be like so I fold it around 27 or 30 centimeter for the cross curve later. So now I start drawing so you can understand better. So first here, I draw the waistline. This is the waist. And now I draw the cross line. The distance between the waist to the cross, for my case, is 26 centimeter. If you apply any formula, it can be like birth measurement divided by 4 plus 4 centimeter or 5 centimeter. So I realize that from the waist to my cross, 26 is good already. You don't need to lower it more to make sure, because if the cross hang too low, it's not not look nice also. We always have the room for the cross curve later to wrap around the butt, so no worry. 26. And then in the cross line here, from the double fold here, you take bust measurement, divide by 4, and plus some movement. Movement here can be 1 or 2 centimeter. It's okay, depending on how long or how comfortable you want for the pants. My bust 84 divided by 4, or I can take 88, like divide. Sometimes, you know, the measurement change a little bit. So by time, so to make sure, like maybe later I gain weight, I take 88 divided by 4 is 22, and you plus 1.5 or 2 centimeter for movement is here, so it's 24 around here. And this is the front. The front you need to take like 3 centimeter for the cross curve. So the cross curve gonna be end around here. So from the double fold line to here is bust measurement divided by 4 plus some 3 centimeter for the curve. And then at the waist here, you take waist measurement divided by 4 also. My waist is 65 divided by 4. It's gonna be 16 something, 16.25 around here. And I plus 3 centimeter for the dart. Why we need that on this case also? The pant need that because the curvy around the belly. And then you will slowly connect this point to this point, and you divide it into 3 parts. Slowly connect, make a third curve here for the front, like that. Okay, so now that is the front, and the length, the width of the pant is 25 something. So I mark 25 here. 25. And I draw it straight down from here, straight down. 25. Okay, I have at the end of the pants, the bottom around here. And I take 25 centimeter. And then I connect this point to this. So I connect from the bottom to the top, like that. So this is the front already. For the pant of the outside, we don't have the double fold here. Is the connecting between the back and the front. It's not like this. I cut it out and I have a 2 piece on the front, and I cut it in a half. The back and front was cut at the same time. So now here is around the cross curve for the front. The back is a little bit different. So imagine this part, the cross here, this distance from here to here is bust divided by 4 plus some movement. But at the back, from you lower the cross curve by 1.5 centimeter or 1.5 centimeter. So this is a cross line for the back, a little bit lower than the front. And from this point, you take it out 10 centimeter for the back. I'm sorry, it's not 10 centimeter, but bust measurement divided by 10, so around 8.8 or 9 centimeter for the back. So from this point, on this cross line for the back, on this line, from this point, you take it out 8 centimeter. Bust measurement divided by this point. So you have the back is here. And then from here, you slowly connect to the front, you know, to the line in the front, like this. You don't like connect from here to the bottom where it's 25 centimeter, but you slowly meeting the front part, and then you can connect the cross curve here for the back too. Okay, so the cross curve here, how to process? First you will need to draw the waistline for the back also, like this. So now this is the waist for the front already, and the waist for the back is a little bit different by it higher at the center here a little bit. So from this point here, this is the waist for the front. The back, you move it up 2 centimeters from here, like that. It will facing up like that. Connect with this line, and you have the back here, the back a little bit higher. And the waist for the back too, you take the waist measurement divide by 4 plus some movement, plus some dot. So waist is 65 divided by 4 is 16.25 plus 3 centimeter for the dot, 19.25 around here also, like this. And then you can connect this line to the cross curve here, slowly connect like that. So now we cut. When we cut, you will spare seam allowance, right? But before we cut, we will draw the dot first. This is a dot. We take the center and create the dot. The dot can be 10 or 12 or 8 centimeters, depending on how long you want. And the dot here for the back also. But I don't draw it because I don't want it to be so busy on the pattern. So now when I cut, I will cut follow, because it's double fold and have the front and the back at the same time. I cut on the back. I don't cut based on the front. I cut based on the back, both layer like that. Here at the back, I spare more centimeter, more space around this corner. Like technically I spare 1 centimeter, so I cut this like that. But I spare a little bit more here in case I gain weight. I can let it out easier like that. You see? Follow the line. One thing I did forget is because I have the space here for the dot, so I supposed to cut it up here a little bit for the folding to be matching, but this is very small difference between the dot, so I leave it like that for now. And here you follow the cut for the back here, add 1 centimeter, so it's like that, and until the end like that. You see, of course I should fold the fabric more if I have more, like I fold at the beginning. This collapsing, this is a little bit, so later we trim, but because I know the front is smaller, so I can fold it less like that. The only way to remember this cut is practice on the real fabric or paper. So now I have the back cut already. Like imagine if I fold it bigger, I have a 2 piece for the back, and then we trim the front matching. So now I'm trimming the front. So trimming the front, I move this here, it's easier to see. Now I'm trimming the front line here, the cross is here, so I'm trimming it like this. Follow the line we already draw, so the front only like that, and then from here you cut it out, so you have a both front and the back of the the pants at the same time. And here you cut like that. Okay, front and back. Back is the cross wider, curve wider and longer, lower a little bit. And here, and around the waist here too, because we already increased the waistline, so we cut it like exactly like the beginning for the front. Here, where I say it should be like, oh, I'm sorry here. Oops. This one I measure a little bit and see if the dart here equal length 11. This one around 11 too, so okay. So final product look like that. The back, the waist, the back higher than the front, the cross curve at the back wider, and here the leg is same until the end. And I have another copy, and I should be able to mark the back here at the dart also. So how long the dart normally is the maximum go to the butt. Maximum the dart from the waist to the butt. Sometimes halfway, sometimes close, but around the butt is okay to form the butt curve and to form the front, you know. And you mark the dart here, depend on how long you want. And you cut one more piece. The first thing we sew is we sew the dart together. Okay, so first thing to do is you sew the dart together, and the final result will be like that. Sew the dart together and then iron. You can watch again the video how to sew dart properly, or even the same one as the outside. We sew side dart for the outside. You sew and then come out like that without going backstage. After sewing that, you will need to lock all the ends together by the overlock machine. Next thing is you sew the side of the pant together. You see straight line here. You can sew them and then overlock after, it's okay also. Or you can lock the edge first and sew the same results. Sew until the end, yep. For silk or slip ring fabric, delicate and thin, you should use small needle and the plastic foot. So the fabric will not move so much. Next thing you need to cut is cut the strap band around the waist, normally 4 cm. The outside waistband is very small and it's a straight strap. So I have 2 straps. After iron the dart and locking the edge of the pant, Now I start to sew the waistband. I call it waistband, but you can call it strap to the waistband. So you will sew them together. Out. We don't need this. And then you flip it over and hide it inside. Same you do by a sliding also, like that. In this case, you can sew it, you can pin, you can iron. Or you can even hand sew it like invisible stitch, so it's hidden. For me, I don't really mind the stitch showing out, so I can fold. Like that, and I fold a little bit deeper over the seam here. And I will start sewing. Above on matching the line also. So when I sew it like that, the stitch not really showing on the outside of the strap, but it will be hidden in the gap here, in the middle, in the connection. I'm sewing, matching the connection like that. So you still hard to see, but in here is still matching the strap together. So I have to fold and then check. I fold it and then fold it over the line here, just sew it over, collapse a little bit so we know the connection. part to sew from outside in. You can fold them and sew from the inside like this, and then sew, fold and sew. It's totally okay also. Fold and then sew. And sew until the end. And after all, you have a line like that, front and back. So to sew the cross of the pant, this is the inside of one leg. I turn one leg inside out, and I put the one leg already turned inside out inside the other one, so I can sew the cross together. And I sew the back cross together first, and then the front I spare some part for the zipper. So when we marching the cross curve like that, all the way until the end, and we can start sewing. We will spare some space here for the zipper after. So I open this much. I leave around 15 or 20 or 19 centimeter, depend on the zipper we use. I use this much and I sew. Sew it all the way until the end. Remember the back. This part we spare more space. Spare more space here for the back because we want to be able to let the pant in and out later, so we need to sew follow the spare we already added. Like that. And then you insert the zipper in on this part of the front pants. About insert the zipper, you can follow the video how to sew invisible zipper. So in this case, I can sew a seam here, and then I can iron, or I can sew directly if you don't want to take more steps. You can still do directly like that. Put it, and then put the zipper in this way. What way the zipper you have to test is like this. Put it like this. Put the final seam together and then place it on. The outside want to be look like this. So we know which part will be sewed with which part. The outside look like this. So this part sew with this part. And then you open the seam, the line on the zipper, to put it on the terminal here. So all the way until the connection point. And similar for this one. To hide this, you fold this one inside and sew one line here on top, or even this way, matching with this line. And then finally you close the hem at the bottom up. All the way until the end. And after sewing the invisible zipper, thing will look like that. And then you can start cutting the extra piece here out.